We are a little ways into the Lawless season, having a major update already under our belts and some more on the horizon, and I thought it would be a good time to talk about some hot takes from Chapter 6, Season 2. So that's what we're going to do today. I asked for your guys' opinions in a couple of community posts. If you want to be involved in the future and you want to be featured in videos just like this, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you see those posts when they go live. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and dive into your hot takes for Lawless. The exotics are too cheap and ruining gameplay. People shouldn't be able to land on a black market and instantly be able to buy a mythic or exotic. Simple fix. Make them, or just some of them, cost 2 dill bits. That would require robbery of a vault or for a player to visit more spots to get more. I have to agree with this take. Right now, it does feel very, very easy to get some very overpowered weapons from the beginning of the game. I know in a previous video I mentioned landing at black markets was a viable option as opposed to landing at vaults because you could just use gold to buy items, but with the key cards now and being able to open up those chests in the restricted area of the black market, it has just been super easy for players to get super strong weapons right off the bat. I like the idea of making certain weapons cost 2 dill bits as opposed to 1. That would still be within reach for most players, but wouldn't make it so you could pick them up right off drop. I hate this season. It had way too much and was still boring somehow. I'm really sorry you feel that way. I definitely don't think you're the only one who isn't enjoying the season. I've seen some other people who aren't having a good time. I, for one, am enjoying Lawless. I'm hoping we can see some more changes as the season goes on, though, so that it doesn't get stale and repetitive. I know some people are very upset with the items that we have on offer right now to use, and they just kind of feel all very bland, but I don't know. Personally, I'm enjoying it still. I have fun with all the weapons this season. They're fun to use and fun to go against. I tend to lean more towards this opinion rather than the previous one. I think the weapons are fun to use this season. They're easy to use, which means that everybody can kind of be on an even playing field. Does that get rid of a little bit of the skill gap? Maybe, but if everybody has really good weapons, if you are the better player, you are going to come out on top in more cases than not. This isn't a situation where one weapon is very strong, and if you don't have that weapon, you're out of luck. So I don't know, personally I think it's a great weapon pool and I think that everything is working really well. I just want to see them continue to build on it as the season goes on, like I said. My hot take has got to be that the weapons in the black markets are too cheap. I was genuinely surprised to find legendary items were only 800 gold. The whole reason that finding legendary weapons in a chest is exciting is because they're very rare, which makes them more valuable, but being able to just buy it for so cheap kind of defeats the excitement of having one, if that makes sense. I feel like epic weapons should be 800 and legendary weapons should be 1000 to 1200 to make it a bit more rewarding when you do get one, since you have to grind a bit for gold first. I also 100% agree with the comments saying that exotics should be 2 dill bits, and I was genuinely expecting them to be when they became available. On the other hand though, the full loadouts you can buy from some of the NPCs in the markets are way too expensive at 5,000 gold. I feel like 2,000 to 2,500 would be a bit more reasonable. The prices are crazy unbalanced. In general, I agree with this comment. It is kind of wild that legendaries are only 800 gold. It's kind of like that situation in The Incredibles when everybody is super, no one will be. If everybody has legendary kitted out loadouts, it doesn't feel as special. This is something I've noticed even in my time just playing OG. If you get a legendary weapon, you feel like you're on top of the world and you can take on the entire lobby, and I just kind of miss that excitement. And yeah, having some of the items be 2 dill bits is a good idea. The nice thing is they have a built-in mechanic this season for making sure that they can adjust the prices and stuff. Even though these are black markets that are supposed to be operating outside of the grasp of Fletcher Kane, maybe he still influences it somehow. He increases the price on everything, which gives us even more incentive to take down his evil empire. I don't know, that's just my idea for how they could justify it in universe though. First, every golden llama should drop a dill bit. Definitely agree with this one. For as rare as golden llamas are, it feels like there should be a dill bit in every one. Second, we actually have a good/great item shop this season. I'm not sure if you mean the items we can use for our loadouts in-game or the skin shop in-game, but either way I agree with you. I think it is a great set of weapons and utility items that we can use. I also really like the change they made to Chug Jugs, making it so you only drink as much as you need. I think that's really slept on. I've also really enjoyed the skins that we've had available this season, so if that's what you meant, I agree there too. Final. Replace Valentina and Keisha Cross with Skillet and a new Kendo skin. The rest of the Battle Pass is good to great. Oh man, I am torn on this one because on one hand, I am a major Skillet enjoyer. I think he should have been part of the Battle Pass. But at the same time, Valentina and Keisha Cross are my girls. You know, I really enjoy those skins. Yes, I am biased because those were some of my favorite skins in my Battle Pass review. If you didn't see that, go ahead and check that out in the upper right-hand corner right now. I personally wouldn't be really swayed one way or the other if there was another Kendo skin available, but if we get another one in the future, I would really enjoy that. This one I'll have to think about. I'm not too sure, and it may just be because I have Skillet already. This season is better than Chapter 2, Season 2. I'll have to take your word on that. I wasn't around for Chapter 2, Season 2, but maybe if OG goes that far, I'll be able to get a taste of it. Who knows? Hot take. This is the best Fortnite season in years. I'm somebody that enjoyed Chapter 5 for the most part, but I think that Lawless brings back some of that old Fortnite charm, but incorporates it with new stuff. The new vault opening feature is genius and feels more rewarding instead of killing a boss and getting a keycard. The black market system as a whole is cool too, with the dill bits being a new form of gold that we can use to get great weapons. The loot pool is great, and I believe there's nothing to complain about this season, which makes it one of the best Fortnite seasons of all time. A lot to dig into with this comment. I didn't play Chapter 5, but I know a lot of people had some issues with it, so the sentiment that Chapter 6 is off to a better start seems to be pretty universal. I definitely think it was a great time for me to jump into the game and try to learn it. I talked a bit about the vaults in the previous video, and I have to agree that they are genius. I think that they control the flow of the match and give the players more choice and agency, and that is something that is really slept on. It is so important to this season, and such a great thing that is worth celebrating. Especially when you consider that in the past you just killed a boss and got a key card or something like that. Like, I could definitely see myself getting bored of just taking down Eminem or Ice Spice to get their boon or whatever in a previous season, and I like this engaging way of building up my character a lot more. It is personally engaging to me, and I feel like I would have been bored if I played in a previous season. Dill bits are another very big thing. I may talk about this in a future video, but in a heist season, you have to be able to pick up a lot of currency. You need to pick up a lot of gold to have the heists and the vaults be rewarding, but then you run into an issue where the economy is going to be flooded with currency. How do you circumvent that? You add another currency on top of that. The dill bit is an exclusive currency that you can use to buy some very powerful weapons. I just need them to be a little more expensive just to kind of offset the ways in which we can immediately get dill bits at the very start of the game. Overall, I do agree that this is a very strong season and a already very strong chapter. I just want to see how it continues to play out before I really label this my favorite season so far, from my limited experience, admittedly. Uh-oh, kneecapper opinion. This one's gonna be divisive, I'm sure. I personally quite like the kneecapper, and I think it's a fun take on a melee weapon. It has good mobility with its faster sprint option, and I think it's satisfying to launch somebody off a mountain where they die due to fall damage. And it's better now that there's a couple of ways to avoid fall damage, such as Sub-Zero's Gauntlet and the Rocket Drill. My only real complaint is that the alternate fire for the knockback really needs a cooldown like the Typhoon Blade's alternate attack. If you swing at somebody and whiff your shot, you shouldn't be allowed to immediately try again. Makes the weapon way too forgiving. Other than that, I'd give this weapon a grade of B. That is a very good point about the alternate fire on the weapon. I feel like it needs to be a little more punishing if you go for the big swing and miss, just to kind of offset how powerful it is. Right now you can sprint in, swing and continue your sprint, go behind cover and charge up another swing, and then just keep trying basically until you get the other player knocked off the mountain, and that kind of feels a little scummy. The mobility is great. I do miss the air dashes from the Typhoon Blade, but I was somebody who used the Typhoon Blade pretty much exclusively for its movement over just spamming swings on other players, so I know I didn't quite use it the same way other people did. I know a lot of people at the very beginning of the season had big issues with the kneecapper, but it personally never felt that overwhelming for me. Sure, I died to it on multiple occasions, but I felt like there were just as many situations where somebody was rushing at me, just trying to melee me down, and I was able to coolly, calmly take them out before they could really do any damage. Other than the ability to spam the big swing off of high ground, I think that it is pretty balanced, all things considered. But yeah, I definitely have to agree with this take on this one. Hot take: Fortnite Reload is more fun than Battle Royale. I know a lot of people have this same opinion. I personally haven't played Reload yet. I do want to dive into it, and I've always had it in the back of my mind that I'm going to make a video on it, but I just get so caught up playing other game modes that I haven't really had time to delve into it the way I want to. It's just an unfortunate circumstance of having to work my full-time career and take care of my family obligations while trying to make content. It's definitely something I want to explore in the future. It's just a matter of if there's going to be a lull between the main season of the main game and OG, where I can take time to really explore Reload. If that is something you guys are interested in, by the way, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any other ideas for other videos you would like to see, I want to make sure that we're doing stuff that you guys are interested in seeing. The pump and dump is really good, but no one is used to it, so everyone sucks with it. Some pro is going to make it look amazing eventually. This one, I have to 100% agree with. Obviously, when it was added to the game, I wanted to dive in and test it out, and I was really impressed with it once I got used to using one trigger to shoot one gun and the other to shoot the other. I think its ability to kind of tag the enemy with the SMG, pepper fire, and then take some big chunky shots with the shotgun is really impressive. And I think eventually this will be kind of a staple of loadouts going forward. Anytime I can pick this thing up, I am doing so just because of the flexibility that it offers me. And I have to agree, I think at one point some pro or YouTuber is going to highlight how versatile and how powerful this weapon is, and then we'll see people just spamming it in every loadout. But in the meantime, just enjoy using it. If you haven't already, I encourage you to practice with it. It is an incredible weapon, or set of weapons, I guess, technically. And people don't know how to really fight against it at this point. I feel like they get overwhelmed by how much damage you can dish out how quickly. So, take it from a not pro like me. Go ahead and try and use the pump and dump, because I'm telling you, we're going to look back on this in a few years and be like, damn, that was a really, really solid weapon that was added and really kind of defined the loadouts for this season. So those are your hot takes. Thank you so much to everybody who responded. I really enjoyed reading those. Like I said, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that in the future you can be part of these discussions. And if you have any other hot takes for the Lawless season, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I will try to read through those and respond to them if time allows. Let me know what you guys think of this season so far. But with all that said, I'm going to go continue to work on my next video. We are diving into OG Season 3, by the way, so look forward to that, you guys. Make sure to use creator code HauntedHouse at checkout if you want to support the channel at no extra cost to you. And with all that said, make sure to eat well, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and those around you. And I'll see you in the next one, friends.